What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another 118 review. Today is going to be very interesting. Today I'm going to be reviewing my first IXO model, the beautiful Iron Dames 2023 Porsche 991 RSR. I decided to take a jump into IXO knowing that it's more of a budget-friendly 118 brand. I wanted to compare it to a Spark model of nearly identical caliber, identical model year. So I decided to bring out my very first 118 model, which is going to be beautiful WeatherTech 991 RSR. It's about the closest model that I have in my collection to this car. So I wanted to compare them. Of course, we're going to do a complete model review on this IXO model. We're going to see if it's good. We're going to see if it's worth the money. We're going to see if it's worth paying half of the price of Spark just to get one of them. But I also wanted to compare one with a Spark model to see exactly what the differences are, what you're missing by paying half the price, and what excels at this price range as well. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Alrighty, just sliding this thing out of the box. It's very reminiscent of a TSM model. So no kind of display case or anything like that. Just comes with this exoskeleton frame on a pretty decent plastic base, not too bad. So if you're wondering, I purchased this model for right around, I believe it was about $115 shipped. And this is a pretty brand new IXO model. So it has not been out on the market for very long. I did want to find the Spark equivalent of this model, this Iron Dames model, but it's nearly unobtainium. And when I first received this in, I took a good look at it. Just kind of looked around in the car. I did already pull it out of the package before this unboxing, and I did notice some drastic stuff that really separate the Spark from this model, and I'm excited to point it all out to you, and then you can kind of leave it to yourself if it's worth paying virtually twice the amount to get a Spark model, or purchasing a IXO model for right around the $100 to $130 range after all said and done. So let me get the camera into position, then we'll start going over this. And I will also break in with the Spark model and we'll go over the differences. Let's go. Alrighty, guys, we got the RSR in position, so let's start going over some stuff here. And we'll point out the differences between the Spark model and the IXO model. So the headlight detail is actually pretty decent on this. Black housing, you have a very pronounced chrome headlight housing in there. But I'm going to put the Spark one side by side with this one, and you can be the judge of which one is better, and make your own determination whether or not Spark absolutely excelled with it or IXO did a decent enough job. It's all going to be taste-based and standard related here. Actually, we have some pretty decent bumper quick disconnects here too, which is nice. So that's pretty good. The body separation here between the fender and the bumper, it's pretty filled in. It's not crystal clear cut. Even though this is a non-opening model, you know, nothing comes off of this car. I feel that the Spark does do a better job as far as that body piece separation. Same thing with the fasteners here. These fasteners are not raised or anything like that. Matter of fact, they are just kind of a decal. We have a Michelin sticker here, and I cannot read that one, unfortunately. The front splitter is actually not too bad. It is not a carbon finish. It simply kind of just looks like black plastic, and that's about it. That's all there is to say about it. So like a flat plastic front splitter. So wheels and tires, actually not too bad. Actually some pretty decent brake rotor and caliper detail. The rotors are angle slotted. Calipers are definitely visible in there, although there's not a great amount of detail to them or any kind of like depth, I guess you can say, from them. They still look pretty good. This model did come with the split 5-spoke racing BBSs, center lock, so all that is good. This one actually has a little tiny little stub. It doesn't really resemble a valve stem, and more or less resembles a bump there. So at least it's there. That's pretty cool. Michelin tires. I will say that there's something about the tire size, either the tire size and or the rim size on this model, that it looks a little bit off. I can't tell if they're a little bit too, I think they're a little too small. They're a little smaller than what they should be, but they do look good. The grilling is actually not too bad. Can't see any kind of depth in there. And there does appear to be like a little bit of like some, I don't know, some blobbing or something on that grill up there on the top. But overall, not too bad grill work here. The paint finish is definitely a separation between Spark and IXO. So this paint finish, while it not being too bad, it's actually fairly glossy in most of its entirety. But you can see some kind of orange peeling, like right here on the door. I'm not sure if that's decal related or if that's actually paint finish. I'm pretty sure that's paint finish, not decal related, because I can feel the separation between the decal and the paint itself. So something worth noting, the paint finish is definitely different between Spark and IXO. We have our driver stickers up here, Bovi, Gadding, and Frey. This is an all-female drivers team, so that's pretty cool. The door handle does not go all the way through, so I cannot stick Spike through this door handle. It's kind of like just a blob that's kind of carved out just to be there. But yeah, no through door handle like on Spark. The pole position lighting is actually not too bad. It is a bit recessed, and it feels like there are some decals placed over those indents to give that look, so that's actually not too bad. These fasteners here, let's see, those ones are actually, those appear to be water slides. This one actually appears to be kind of indented out, so it does add some depth there. The number plating for 24-hour Le Mans, again, this car competed in 2023 Le Mans last year of the GT Pro class, and this actually participated in the amateur class, so this has AM badging on it as opposed to Pro. Number 85, World Endurance Championship sticker there, so very nice. And a little bit of a different bumper quick disconnect back here. This one is silver, has a white arrow going towards it. Not too bad. One thing that IXO did nail down, they nailed down this fender design here, this sweeping kind of bowed out rear fender design to prevent hydroplaning. So they actually did a really good job with that. Same thing with the front fenders. They did a good job there. Very aggressive cut. Overall looks pretty darn good. And the windows are going to be plastic. I will give IXO this as well. These plastic windows are actually substantially beefier and thicker than the Spark model. I cannot push them in or indent them at all. So that's definitely a win for the IXO. These rear window block-offs here, they're kind of like a flat black. Unlike the Spark, you cannot see, again, I cannot stick Spike through an actual vent here, so that's kind of disappointing. And it's not dry carbon, which I've seen all of these block-offs. All of these block-offs on Spark have been dry carbon. Alrighty, going to the back and looking at the 991 RSR. Taillights are actually pretty decently done, actually not too bad. These are red lensed, and actually they got quite a bit of depth on the turn signal section here, which is actually kind of nice. They actually do look really, really good, so I'm impressed with that. Nice little indents here. Again, these are not grilled or vented. Same thing with the Spark model, so that's definitely not a loss on the part of the IXO. So we have the rear view camera here. We have the rear rain fog light here. Unlike the Spark, we do not have a grilled section here for that rear engine bonnet. RSR badge here, amateur badge here, Iron Dames insignia and logo here. The tow hook appears to be, it's really hard to tell. I can't tell if it's metal or plastic, but I'm going to lean and say plastic. That feels like a plastic piece. Same thing with the exhaust itself. It's not metal, unlike Spark. The depth of the exhaust tips. Let's take a look here. It's not very deep at all. So it's not an actual kind of through design on the piping like it is on the Spark. And one thing that I need to mention beforehand, this is the completely wrong exhaust for this car. I will show you guys later when we compare the Spark model, and that's the number one thing that threw me for a loop. Also, I want to mention that the spoiler is all plastic. It is very lightweight plastic. The uprights are plastic. Center section, winglets. There's no metal, unfortunately. And to add a little bit of insult to injury, this spoiler is mounted a little bit crooked. It is not completely straight, so that's unfortunate. Going back down to the diffuser, it does have some kind of consistency to it to kind of give it the feeling that it's carbon, but it does not visually look carbon, so that's kind of interesting. They actually did a really good job on the diffuser, on the winglets here, so that's nice to see. They have the bending, the channeling. It's actually really well done there, so that's definitely good to see. All right, and taking a look at the Iron Dames RSR from the money angle, honestly looks pretty good. The body lines are very aggressive, very accurate. It does look really well from this angle. Again, plastic spoiler, plastic winglets, plastic uprights on here. Good bumper quick disconnect here. Overall, a pretty decent looking model. But as you guys will see very shortly, the quality aspect is it's quite different from Spark to IXO. And taking a look at the right side, virtually everything is different on this side. Again, we got the Lexan windows. Forgot to mention these on the other side. Fasteners are not too bad, but they kind of do just look like silver blobs. They don't look quite as detailed as the Spark. Same thing here with the airport. The charge airport is it's definitely not as detailed, and no metal lanyard. This is actually just a sticker that's kind of attached to the rear block off there. So you can definitely see the quality difference in that aspect, because Spark absolutely excels at that charge airport design. So definitely some very worthy differences from a visual standpoint. And taking a look at the front of the Iron Lynx RSR, so we got some pretty decent grill work up here up front. Again, pretty much just a flat black plastic front diffuser here. It was nice that they were able to add these little side winglets here, which the 2023 RSR did have. So that's nice to see. Again, plastic front tow hook. Pretty decent headlight design. Again, I'll leave it up to you guys if you think the Spark is better than this. We don't have an actual vent here. There's actually a black plastic piece kind of blocking this venting off. And as far as the quick connects on the front trunk, they are just water slide decals. There is no upraising or anything of that nature. So that's a little disappointing to say the least. And looking at the Iron Dames 991 RSR from the top. So we actually have some pretty decent vent work up here on the front. There appears to be, there might be a cooler down there on that front side. Yes, there is, and indeed there is. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see it if there we go. The glare hits it just right, but there isn't actually a cooler down there, so that's nice to see. As far as these little channels right here that are on the front, definitely water slide decal carbon on there. It does not have the same feel that the Spark model does have, and it appears like I can actually push down some of that decal right here. It's actually not seated completely all the way. We have that same carbon here as well. So yeah, we don't have any lanyards up top here for the fire suppression and the emergency shut off, unlike Spark. We do get a pretty nice windshield banner. It says Iron Dames along with the little circle red R's here that I do not know what they are for, but they are there and they do look good. The center wiper is, it's pretty good. It's pretty decent, definitely plastic. And there's no separation right here down on the bottom. It's actually one molded piece. So again, just kind of lacking a little bit of detail right there. We do have the emergency escape hatch. Again, the lines kind of separating panels are just not as pronounced as the Spark. We have this massive floppy antenna, which if I remember right, I think the more appropriate length is about right here. So just about in half. So I'm not sure why it's so long, but it is. But at least it's there. And then we have the metal antenna as well as a telemetry device here. Again, driver stickers here. And looking on the inside, I'm going to have to try to clean that window off a little bit. But as you will see on the inside, steering wheel looks pretty good. It's not too bad. Got some nice decaling. There's no upraising on it, so you can't really see any depth. It's definitely all decal work on that piece right there. So, but at least it's there, and at least it looks pretty good. You do not get the Race Tech insignia or the Porsche insignia on the race bucket right there, as well as the dry carbon look. It's actually, again, just black plastic. You do not get a true harness in there. That's a decal. So the harness is actually a decal in there. So I don't know, guys. If if you can't tell the quality aspect so far, I don't know what to tell you. You guys know I've done a lot of Spark model reviews, and yeah, this is just it's a different level. It's not Spark level. No true venting here, so you can't see the engine work down below. Unlike the Spark Metal actually has a metal piece. This is plastic. No true vent right here. We do get kind of that emergency. I'm not sure if that's an emergency cutoff switch or something, but we get that here, kind of like we did with the Spark. The fastener detail is not as pronounced as on the Spark either. And yeah, probably from this angle you can see that spoiler is quite crooked. It's pretty sad to see. I will have to try to attempt to fix that, but we'll see. And then looking down on the floorboard, the whole interior of this car is not white. It is all black plastic. There are like some modules down there on the floorboard, but they are not raised. There is no separate piecing that's put together. No stickers, no nothing. And then, actually we do get a right side safety net in there. Sorry guys. I'm sure you guys can see it in there. Right side safety net, but we don't get a left. And then that firewall, that block off is not nearly as good as the Spark. It's not white with the black matting on the top of it. So yeah, that's what we get with IXO when we pay half the price. So all right guys, so we're back with the Iron Dames 991 RSR, and what do I think about it? What's my thoughts on this model? Well, I would say if you've never purchased or had any experience with a Spark model, I think you would be extremely pleased, extremely happy with this model, I think. Unless you were extremely detail oriented and you had the highest level of expectation of realness and detail about you. I think this model would suffice for probably, maybe 60% of collectors of 118s. But for somebody like myself who has experienced so many Spark model unboxings, I would have to say that I don't think I'll be purchasing another IXO again. Just not very much quality. I'm really disappointed in the spoiler mounting of this. It's crooked. Actually, this driver's mirror right here is a little drooped down. So the quality control, I'm not very happy with that at all. And then just it's apples to oranges, guys, as far as the quality, the detail, the realism. When you pick this model up, and you pick that model up, you feel the difference in the quality. One thing I will grant too for this one rolls super good, but one thing I don't like is how friggin' loose these axles are. These axles are insanely loose. So if I want to go super flush, if I want to go hella flush, I can just pull the model out like this. If I want to go a little bit more realistic, I push them in. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say, guys. It's apples to oranges. Like I said, if you're not a super stickler about quality and stuff like me, then sure, go ahead and pay 130 bucks for this model. I'm pretty sure you'd be happy with it. But if you're somebody like me who has had a lot of experience with Spark models now, and just can see the obvious quality differences, the obvious build difference, the details that Spark is able to capture with their models is just absolutely insane. It actually gives you a whole new appreciation for it. So I would even venture to say, if you've had a lot of experience with Spark models and stuff, go ahead and buy yourself an IXO model and just see how well Spark has really mastered this. But yeah, other than that, guys, if you're a super stickler about detail and realism, don't waste your time with the IXO. Go with the Spark. Yeah, the price is it's gonna be a little harder to swallow by going Spark, but I'm telling you guys, you get what you pay for in 118, and this is a perfect example of it. So I hope you like this review and this comparison, guys. Tried to kind of rush through this one a little bit, so thanks for bearing with me on this one. If you like it, if you found some useful information in here, if you found this this review valuable, please hit the like, consider subscribing, and I will keep the 118 reviews going. So happy hunting, happy collecting, happy customizing, and remember, guys, it's about the cars. The Spark model, the clear winner, even though it costs twice as much, not the money. We'll see you on the next episode, guys.